The law of one is the comprehension that all things are made of intelligent energy and are a part of the All-One. The law of one is a sacred science of the mechanics of Christ consciousness and are the natural laws governing our universal creation. All-One is the recognition that eternal truth is eternal love and eternal love is the organic consciousness of infinite Creator, or God. Eternal love consciousness embodied in a form is unity intelligence, and simultaneously recognized as the inner light of Christos. Unity consciousness is at one with God and unity consciousness ignites the inner light of Christos. The inner light of Christos when actualized in form, is the embodiment of an eternal God human. Practice unity consciousness and one is directly reflecting the image of God's love, and is eternally protected. Be at one with all, as one is all with God. Every soul is taking the same journey, but each soul has evolved at a different level. The teachings of the law of one describe the spiritual laws that govern our spiritual evolution for each dimension. It is a single philosophical system of world humanism, which merges cosmology, science, human rights and spiritualism. Simply put, the law of one is the universal truth that all is one. It is the truth taught by Christ when he proclaimed, "Love your neighbor as you love yourself." We are all direct expressions of the one source God source. The law of one is an energetic reality as well as a creational covenant with the founder races. The law of one is practiced by the advanced races that promote self-responsibility and accountability in our universal time matrix through the comprehension of the energetic interconnection that exists between all living things. The law of one expresses and acknowledges the interconnection, value and interdependence of the spirit and consciousness that animates all things. This is the path to God, sovereign, free. 1. Practice 1. Unity consciousness. The law of one is the comprehension that all things are made of intelligent energy and are a part of the All-One. The law of one is a sacred science of the mechanics of consciousness and are the natural laws governing our universal creation. All-One is the recognition that eternal truth is eternal love and eternal love is the organic consciousness of infinite Creator, or God. Eternal love consciousness embodied in a form is unity intelligence, and simultaneously recognized as the inner light of Christos. Unity consciousness is at one with God and unity consciousness ignites the inner light of Christos. The inner light of Christos when actualized in form, is the embodiment of an eternal God human. Practice unity consciousness and one is directly reflecting the image of God's love, and is eternally protected. Be at one with all, as one is all with God. 2. Practice 2. Love yourself. Apply the practice of unity with all one as an extension towards loving, honoring and respecting yourself. Acknowledge the precious life force within by holding reverence and respect for yourself in all ways. Loving yourself is the action of self-sovereignty, which is the natural state of embodying God's eternal love. As a manifestation of God's eternal spirit of love, one has the ability to choose to create personal freedom without harming others. Have courage to remove the obstacles of pain and fear to become embodied love, as God's Spirit is always found within. 3. Practice 3. Love others. As you learn to love yourself, love others. Acknowledge the precious life force in others by holding love, reverence and respect for others. Loving others as you love yourself, is the natural state of self-sovereignty as you give others the same reverence for their life, as you give your own life. Through practicing self-love and loving others, no approval, worth, or esteem issues come into question, as all is loved equally. 4. Practice 4. Love Earth and Nature. Loving the earth and all her creations, the kingdoms of nature, plants, animals and mineral, which are all alive, conscious and intelligent energy beings. Acknowledge the precious life force present in all of God's creation, by holding reverence and respect for nature. Doing so restores balance and harmony to nature, and the intelligent energy of all of Earth's creations will respond to cooperate with humankind. Humans living in discord with nature create many events that are considered to be at the mercy of the untamed forces. As humans learn to live in harmony with Earth and the nature kingdom, the natural creatures will align to be in harmony and cooperation with all inhabitants. 5. Practice 5. Service to others. Upon firmly loving yourself and honoring your path, find methods to be of service to others that do not overstep personal boundaries of discernment. Being of service to others does not include consumptive modeling, such as victim-victimizer, parasitism or emotional vampirism. Being of service does not hold an ego perspective of entitlement, expectation, or attachment. Practice being of service with unconditional love, and naturally flowing in the moment. The energy exchange made between participants being of service to others, amplifies and expands consciousness growth like no other method. The more you amplify the energetic field of being in service to others, the more joy, harmony and gifts will be brought into your life. The more service you dedicate to God's plan, the law of one, the more spiritual support and spiritual presence one can exchange with God force. 6. Practice 6. Consciousness expansion. Learn to develop inner clarity and spiritual integrity by intending to develop personal consciousness and/or spiritual identity. To embody one's spiritual identity, one's mind must be initiated and disciplined. If the ego is in authority of the body, it will repel the spiritual identity from embodiment. If the mental body creates obstacles to the spiritual identity, therefore the consciousness, will not be experienced. The first step to consciousness expansion is becoming aware of mind control and the quality content of thoughts and belief systems. The second step is to cooperate with the process of mental and physical discomfort by having patience and waiting in the void of silence. Learn to quiet the mind, sublimate the ego and be still. Once stillness, mental discipline and ego sublimation has been achieved, listen to your inner spirit to receive guidance. Inner guidance will always lead to the process of re-education to experience continual consciousness expansion free of fear and dogma. The inner Christos always guides one towards choosing more love and peace via consciousness expansion of the spiritual identity. 7. Practice 7. Responsible co-creation. As one becomes more infused with the eternal love of the spiritual identity, the intelligent blueprint activates the divine purpose of being as a co-creator with God. The spiritual identity and the intelligent blueprint of divine purpose are one and the same. Clarity of purpose and direction becomes clearer and clearer as one commits to live in service to the principles of all one or Christ Spirit. Knowing and living our purpose brings joy, peace and fulfillment, even when facing adversity or challenges. Once we achieve knowing, we are responsible for that knowing, and practice responsible co-creation with the All-One. A responsible co-creator knows all manifestations are in partnership with the All-One. We do not possess or control anything, so needs, desires and superimposing will, should be avoided. We are stewards of God's Spirit to serve others in responsible co-creation with All-One. From this knowing, and living this principle, we are eternally free of karmic exchanges.